Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt powerless? Like no matter how hard you try, people don't take you seriously. Your ideas get ignored, your kindness gets exploited, and the loudest, most manipulative voices always seem to win. It's a bitter truth, but one that history refuses to hide. The world does not reward the good, the fair, or the honest. It rewards those who understand power, and more importantly, those who are not afraid to use it. And right now, whether you realize it or not, you are either playing the game of power or you're being played by it. Machiavelli, the infamous political thinker of the Renaissance, once wrote that it is better to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both. A brutal statement, but one echoed in every empire, every office, every relationship where control defines survival. You may think you're above this, that you don't play these games, that you're different. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Power is like gravity. Whether you seek it or not, it pulls you. Every conversation, every choice, every unspoken glance in a crowded room. There are rules beneath the surface, rules that decide who bends and who breaks. And the most dangerous thing you can do is pretend those rules don't exist. So in this video, I want to take you into the shadows. Not the polished quotes and watered-down advice you've heard 100 times, but the real laws of human behavior. The kind that leaders, manipulators, and master strategists have whispered for centuries. We're going to uncover 5 Machiavellian rules for total dominance, rules that will not only show you how people gain control over you, but how you can protect yourself, and maybe, just maybe, wield that power for yourself. But before we dive in, I want you to pause. Think about the last time you felt ignored. Think about the last time someone beneath you, someone less intelligent, less capable, still managed to walk away with the upper hand. That feeling of unfairness, of injustice, that's the fuel for what we are about to explore. Because the truth is, life is not fair. But if you learn these rules, you stop begging for fairness and start bending the world in your direction. So let's begin with the first rule. Machiavelli understood something most people never grasp. Reality is not what actually happens. It's what people believe has happened. Think about it. The boss who seems confident even when he's panicking inside will be trusted more than the nervous genius who knows the real solution. The politician who tells a beautiful lie with passion will win more hearts than the one who tells a painful truth with hesitation. Why? Because humans don't follow truth. They follow the story. Psychologists call this impression management. From the moment you enter a room, people aren't reacting to who you truly are. They were reacting to the mask you put on. Your tone, your body language, your silence, all of it creates an aura. And if you don't shape that aura, someone else will shape it for you. This is why Machiavelli said a prince must learn to be both the fox and the lion. The fox to trick the eye, the lion to strike fear. So ask yourself, how do people perceive you? Do they see weakness in your hesitation or strength in your calm silence? Because in the game of power, it doesn't matter who you really are. It matters who they think you are. We live in an age obsessed with authenticity. Be real, they say. Be transparent. But here's the cruel paradox. The more of yourself you reveal, the more ammunition you hand over to others. Machiavelli warned the leader must always keep people guessing, not by lying recklessly, but by revealing only fragments of the truth, just enough to inspire trust, but never enough to give others full control. Think about relationships. The friend who always overshares, they end up being the one gossiped about. The coworker who confesses every doubt, they are the one passed over for promotions. Mystery is not deception, it's power. Because when people don't fully know you, their mind fills the gaps with whatever they fear or admire most. And that projection is often more powerful than reality itself. Even in love, even in friendships, the people who hold a small part of themselves back are the ones who create an aura of depth, a gravity that pulls others closer. So here's the second rule. Reveal enough to connect, but never enough to be predictable. This is Machiavelli's most infamous idea, the one that has haunted leaders and shocked moralists for centuries. He wrote, "It is much safer to be feared than loved, if one must choose." Why? Because love is fragile. Love depends on loyalty, on gratitude, on emotions that can change overnight. But fear Fear is rooted in survival. Fear keeps people from betraying you, even when love has long burned out. Think about it. How many bosses, teachers, or leaders do you respect because they were kind? And how many do you still obey, even years later, because you feared the consequences of disobedience? Fear creates boundaries. It sets the invisible fence that no one dares cross. Without it, your kindness will be tested and eventually taken for weakness. But here's the nuance Machiavelli understood. Fear must never become hatred. A ruler who is cruel for pleasure, who humiliates or abuses, will be destroyed by revenge. The art is balance. Be kind where you can, but firm where you must. Smile when it serves you, but let people know there are lines that cannot be crossed. That's the kind of fear that protects you. Humans love to believe in the power of gratitude. Help someone and they'll return the favor. But history shows something darker. Machiavelli noticed that people forget kindness faster than cruelty. The man you saved will remember not the gift, but the fact that he needed saving. And often he will resent you for it. Psychologists today call this cognitive dissonance. No one likes feeling indebted. So instead of loving the person who helped them, many secretly hate them for reminding them of their weakness. Look at politics. How many leaders were betrayed by the very people they raised to power? Look at friendships. How many times have you given only to find silence when you were the one in need? Machiavelli's brutal advice was this: never expect gratitude to protect you. Never rely on mercy to save you. Instead of build systems, create fear of consequence, and make sure that loyalty comes not from emotion, but from necessity. Because when survival depends on you, people stay. But when loyalty depends on gratitude, people leave. Machiavelli understood something that modern psychology now confirms. Humans don't see truth. We see stories. We see images, symbols, appearances. He wrote, "Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are." And that single line explains why history is filled with rulers who were admired in public, while committing unspeakable acts in private. Appear honest, and people will forgive your lies. Appear strong, and people will ignore your weakness. Appear generous, and people will forget your cruelty. This is why politicians stage photo ops feeding the poor. Why CEOs smile on magazine covers while cutting jobs behind closed doors. Why influencers curate a life that isn't real. Because perception shapes power more than truth ever could. In a world where everyone is watching, Machiavelli's advice is timeless. Control the mask, and you control the crowd.
Machiavelli believed that instability, while dangerous, can also be a weapon. He noticed that when people are afraid, when the world feels uncertain, they cling tighter to leaders who promise order. Think about it. In times of peace, people demand kindness. In times of chaos, they beg for strength. This is why some rulers secretly allow problems to grow, only to return as the hero who fixes them. It's why certain governments thrive on keeping fear alive, so that their people never stop needing them. To Machiavelli, crisis wasn't just something to survive. It was something to use. Chaos, carefully managed, becomes the stage where power can expand.
His is Machiavelli's darkest truth. The one most people refuse to accept. Deep down, most humans don't crave freedom. They crave security. They crave guidance. They crave someone to tell them what to do, so they don't have to face the terror of choice. And that is why the same patterns repeat across history. Kings, dictators, presidents, CEOs, gurus, influences. They all rise because people hand them the crown. Machiavelli didn't write to inspire cruelty. He wrote to expose the game, to show that power is not about morality, but about survival. And once you see it, you can never unsee it.